welcome back everyone. Welcome to another episode of the McLaren 720S series. So, this episode, this is basically my favorite part to do in the car because it's just a repetitive task that we'll just be doing. As you can see on this one, all the panels have been made to look good. If I just zoom in over here and you see there is a gap and a thickness to the panels. So that is basically what we're going to be doing today. Nothing more, nothing less. Everything looks cool and nice. So let me move into the uh, other project. McLaren 720S tutorial. So yeah, this one isn't going to be hard. I'm supposed to speed up most of its parts, but no, I am not going to do that. We are just going to go through everything step by step. So I'm just going to hit P over here and separate by loose parts. And now we have separate parts here. These ones, we're going to leave them here for now. So let's just start with these three right here. So the top one is what we're going to start with. So go to the top view and with 7. And let's see. We actually did not make the hole up here, which I thought we did, but we did not. So we're just gonna leave it like that, or I'm not sure. Or you know what? I'm just gonna use this part to actually show that new technique I was talking about in the last video, or not. I'm not sure. I wasn't prepared to not see a hole here. I actually thought I did it in this tutorial. So let me see if I can quickly do that right now. So let's see. We have a few um, vertices that are already in place here. How did I not do this? So let's just select these ones right here. So from here to here, these ones, excluding the ones that are close to it at the edge right here. So we're just gonna press I to inset this. Yes. So now we're gonna arrange some of these vertices to come in place. So let's leave this one for now and move this guy inside YouTube. And this one too. Move this back a little bit. Hope you can see this quite easily. Let's move this. Move this one in and bring it back. Move this one back some more and adjust some of these. We're just hoping and praying that what we're moving right now doesn't affect the overall shape of the bonnet. Yeah, so it's when we delete it, we'll actually know what's going on. So just select everything we just moved and press X and delete faces. Hold on, I forgot to turn this on. Okay, so now you see we have something that is close to the shape. Basically almost the same thing, but let's just move some stuff around to ensure that it's cool enough. So let's see, move this one back a little bit and bring it here. So yeah, these ones are pretty much good enough. It's not really exactly the same, but it's cool. So let's see if what we did changed a lot or just a little. So yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So now let's move on to what we were saying. So we're gonna isolate this and by pressing the / key and you see this. So what we're gonna do is add a solidify modifier, which is the first step. And I found that a thickness of right here, thickness of 0.004 was the exact one that was perfect. Yeah, this is it. Nice. And you're gonna want to click this only rim part, so it only goes around the edges of the mesh and not fill it in. So you can see this is a difference. Hope you can see this well. Hold on, let me switch back here. Okay, you can see it better like this. So this is only rim on, only rim off. It actually fills in the whole face and we don't want that, so just select only rim. Yeah, and now we have this. So the next thing to do is just go ahead and apply this modifier. Don't worry about it being below in the modifier stack, but just do that. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna see one or two problems. So there is a seam in between that is showing. So let me switch back here. Okay, you can see it more here. So whenever there's a part of the car that actually meets at the center of the mirror modifier. You always get this after you apply the solidify modifier. I hope these guys, their voice isn't really entering the mic too much. Of course it will, but I hope it's not that bad. So we're just gonna tab into edit mode here, and yeah, you can see what's causing that. We have a face created in the center of the mesh. So we're just going to go to wireframe, shift Z, and select everything in the center and press X and delete faces. So you have cleared that part away. So the next step to do is to make this edges kind of tight, and something good enough I won't be showing, maybe like a fall in the gap. I don't know how to explain it, but it'll look bad. So let's just fix that. So Control R here in the center. Just find somewhere to look at it on the edge, and you're gonna want to press Alt S to bring it out a little. And then after that, what you want to do is press Control and then B to bevel it. And you bevel it close to the edge, right? Something like this. Okay. So now what you want to do is hit Control R to add a new loop cut and press E. So it moves at one direction, which is up now. So just make it very tight, and we're gonna add another loop cut here and press E and then F to bring it to the bottom. I hope you can see that. I'll do it several more times just so you can know what is going on. Okay, nothing. There are no uh, issues. Okay, let's move on. So the next thing you want to do is to sharpen these edges. This one right here, and okay, this panel, this is what the only part we need to sharpen. So the ideal way to do that is by using the crease tool, which is just Shift E, and that will just crease the whole thing, and you get a pretty good result with that. But if you have a chance to make that edge tighter by adding an edge loop without spoiling the shape of the car, you should take that chance. Yeah, you should. So right now we can actually do that by pressing Ctrl R here, and it's a part that doesn't really change the shape of the car. So we have that. So move it close to the edge, not really at the end, and just select that part again and Shift E and crease that edge, not all the way to the end, just leave a little bit of curve to it. Although the curve is not that smooth, you see it better if you increase the um, subdivision levels. Not really good, but you know, you get the gist. It works, and we are going to leave it at that. So we're going to just add one more edge loop on the inside here so it doesn't look so plain. Yeah, so we have that. So now let's go back. Hold on, let me check something. Okay, let's de-isolate this by pressing the / key again and go to the top view. Let's see. Let me just move this in a little more to the side. Yeah, that wasn't looking really good. So next stop is this guy here. So we're just gonna do the same thing. What I like to do before I isolate stuff is to hide the mirror modifier in the viewport. So that way when you just do it, it will focus on that one object, not the center of the mirror. So anyways, go ahead and repeat the former step, solidify modifier and 0.004 and only rim, and go ahead and apply that. So that is all we need. And I forgot to tell you this earlier, that you have to check for corrections in corners that kind of bend a lot. Like this part here, you can see they are very not aligned, so we're just gonna align it quickly, and I'll bring this out a bit just to kind of fix it. So let me just hit the tilde key and view selected. Okay, so smooth this out and move this up. Just quick correction of parts like that, and this one too, as you can see, it's like that. So let's just move this down. GG, just like that. Yeah, so what's next? Okay, we have the other side too. GG. slide that down, bring it out a bit, and down. So don't forget to save. That is a really annoying thing if you don't save. So these ones are really crossed, so just move it down, GG, slide, and bring it where it's supposed to be. So I think that's all, or is it? Okay, we have one here too. Okay, so we're just gonna move this out, G, Shift C. Just gonna slide this over and bring this one out. Yeah, so we have that fixed. Yeah, okay, so now we have to move on to the next step by adding a loop cut somewhere here, and Alt S to bring it out, and then Control B to bring it like so, and add in one loop cut here, Control R, and then press E to align it to the edge of the outside, and Control R, align it, E and then F to align it to the edge of the inside, and we are good to go. So next step is to, crease those outside edges so they look good. So Control R here, and let's just move this down because this doesn't really affect it, so we can add a loop cut there before creasing the edge. So these edges don't really need creasing though, because they don't show up in the car. The side flap is actually covering it. So let's do one for the edge too. Okay, you know what? I want to remove this edge we just added here. So dissolve edge, and remove the crease we just did, because I think we need one that goes around like so, and we can actually do that. So Control R here, then E and F to align it down and bring it fairly close, like so. So this one is pretty much done as it is. So we can just take this part and Shift E to crease that edge. So we have that nice looking stuff right there. So this one right here, I don't think there's really much we can. Okay, we actually can do something. So it's just Control R here and E and F. This doesn't really affect the overall shape, so we can do this. Okay, so now we can select this one here and Shift E and crease that guy. So remaining two parts, I think. So here we can add a loop cut, so E and then F, and bring this fairly close, and Control R, sorry, select this part, and we can do this together. So just Shift E and crease these. Yeah, this is looking good. So de-isolate that by pressing the / key again, so we can see what we have. I think these two, the normals, are kind of flipped. I'm not sure. Okay, no, they are cool. They are cool. So now let's move on to this part here. So isolate that, and so again, add the Solidify modifier and 0.004 thickness. Select only rim, and we have that. So just apply it. So now we're just going to do the remaining stuff. As you can see, this part meets at the center of the mirror, so you can just go ahead and delete faces, and that is gone. So we can just check for corrections quickly, and we can move on. Okay, what's next? What's next? I think that's basically the only part that needs correction. Okay, so now we can go ahead and do our magic by adding a loop cut. Control R, here Alt S, bring it out, Control B, and Control R again, then E, bring it here, and then Control R, E and F, and take it to the other edge. So this part we can add a loop cut, so Control R, E, and then bring it to the edge, and then select this, Shift E, and crease, not all the way to the end, so just leave a little bit of room for it. to at least look a little bit curved like this, although this is just jagged. Just forget about it, just do it as I do. So Control R here and then E, and bring this to close to the edge, and let's take this one here and Shift E, hold on, Shift E, and just leave it like this. Okay, this is shaping up nicely, so do this for here too. Shift E. Okay, Control R, and let's move this close to the edge. Or no, sorry. If we add a loop cut here, this is going to greatly affect the curve on this side, so we're going to leave that and just hit E and do this all the way to the end. And I guess that is almost all remaining this part. So Control R and E and F and bring this in. Not all the way, so just select that and Shift E, and select this, Shift E. So yeah, I think we're done with this part now. So de-isolate that and let's see how it looks. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. You can see the perfect panel arrangement we have here. No issues at all. I hope yours turns out to be that way too. So as you can see, these parts are separate, so we're just gonna enter edit mode and hit P. Sorry, before we do that, we're going to want to add our solidify modifier first, so we don't have to keep adding it every time. So add this and give it a point 0.004 and only rim, and then just apply it. So now we have this. So we just go into edit mode, hit P, and then separate by loose parts. So now we have this. So what part I want to do next is this one here. So we're just gonna isolate that, and let me move to Studio. Yeah, this is cool. So we're just gonna look for some corrections on the edges at some parts that are really curved. So we don't really have much here. Yeah, I don't think we have any at all. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and do our thing. So Alt S and bring this up. Okay, not too much. Control B and bring this like so. So Control R now, align it to the outside. Control R, align it to the inside. So now we have this. So we want to add a loop cut all the way through on the side by press E and then F to align it to the end. And let's go ahead and crease this area. Shift E, increase. Shift E. Like I said in the other part of it, I think the previous part, I'm not sure. You can actually, this crease actually translates to whatever software you want to import it in. That's because they also have tools like that, but they just have different names or something like that. And if you apply the subdivision surface modifier, everything stays as it is. It applies the crease along with it. So yeah, you don't have to be worried. So let's add a loop cut in here too. E, then F, and let's crease this. Shift E. I'll take this part too. Alright, so now we're left with this part here. So this one we can actually use loop cut too. So E and then F to bring it in, and also here Control R, E, and then bring it in. So I don't think this one actually needs any crease anymore, or maybe just a little. And you actually need one. So Shift E and increase that guy. Yeah, this is looking good. So this part now, it can actually take a loop cut. So E and then bring it close to the end. And we can crease this part. Shift E, crease, Shift E, and then crease. I did say this is a lot of repetitive work, so if you're getting bored, I warned you and I'm sorry. Yeah, so let's just continue. So this one we're just gonna add a crease. No need for the loop cuts. Although we can add one across, but nah, not gonna do that. So now we have a clean panel. It's looking good, it's looking sweet. Seeing some kind of bumps there, but I'm just gonna ignore it. If you want a perfect car, you're gonna have to spend months on it. Yeah, there's no two way about it. Okay. So now let's move on to this part. and quickly delete the center face X and delete faces, and let's move on. Look for some corrections. We're gonna definitely gonna have one here. Okay, there's a lot. That is a lot. Let me see what is. Can it fix it? Slide that over and slide this over. Yeah, not really much. This ones look good. They're not really crossing over themselves. Okay, we have one here. Yeah, so this is pretty good. So we can move on. Sorry. So Control R here, Alt S, and Control B. Control R. Move this in. Okay, so now we can start correcting. So we can add a loop cut here, E, and then F. So bring it to the edge. Make sure it's close to the edge, but not too close. You can do it for here too. And this bottom, I'm not sure if it needs actually, because it's very well hidden. No one cares about that, but let's just do it. Yeah, and that is all for this part. We are good. So de-isolate that, and we are good. Seeing some neat panels right here. So one of the hard things to do is this crossover between panels, and we nailed it. It looks good. Let's see if we can add some more curve to it, like so. Yeah, this looks good. So we have a clean transition there. So let's move on to here and quickly delete the center face. X, delete faces, and not sure there will be any corrections here. Okay, we have one here. Let's move this out. And I think that's it. That is pretty much it. So we're just going to Control R here. Add a loop cut, Control Alt S, bring it out, Control B, bevel, then Control R, then E, and move it to the edge. R, E, and F, move it to the other edge. And we are good. So all we need to do is okay, I think we can actually add a loop cut here because it goes perfectly to the end. So Control R and then E and then F and bring it all the way to this side. So yeah, so Control R, sorry, select that, Shift E. And we have that. So I think that is okay. We have one more here. Shift E and done. So this part is fixed. Let me try and move these apart just to get the clean transition from outside to inside. Something like this. Yeah, I can feel my voice getting lower. Probably getting tired. So yeah, we still have a little bit more parts to go. So let's just do this once first. Let me do this because this one kind of has a lot more extra steps. Okay, let's see. Go in there. Don't think there's any corrections. So Control R, Alt S, Control B. Wait, something is going on. Alt S. Okay, I think I accidentally selected something I wasn't supposed to select, but let's move on. Now let's bevel this, Control B. Then Control R, E, move this to the end. So we can add one through here or not. No, we cannot. So let's just crease this all the way to the end. And this one too, all the way to the end. So this part now can actually take an extra vertex. Let's move this one down and move these ones up. And we're going to add another loop cut here to kind of emphasize on the curve there. So let's move this one up, sorry, this way. And we have something that looks like it. It doesn't really have the same shape. Now I'm seeing it. I didn't see it before. It was better on the practice mesh, but this one is looking different. But let's just move on. It's not a big difference. So let's just E and F and tighten that edge. I think we're good. We are good if we're here. So de-isolate that and select this one so we can just continue. This one should be an easy fix. So Control R, Alt S, and Control B, and then Control R, GG, E, and move it here, Control R, move it to the other side. Okay, so we can now crease this and crease this. It's not really relevant if we add a loop cut there, so let's just do that without adding a loop cut. Yeah, so this is now smooth, so we can move on to the next part, which is yeah, this one here, right here. This one is has a lot of extra steps, so you might want to follow up closely because it's not really, it doesn't really have even edges like the other ones, so let's just pay attention. So we're not really going to do much, just to arrange these. Like there's these two vertex that usually come out at the end here. Yeah, you're just going to select them and move it up a bit. Hold on. Yeah, as you can see, this is how it looks. So GG and slide it upwards like so. Let's move this one more, and this guy, gonna move it inside. So we're gonna do what we've always been doing, and which is to add a loop cut on the new line. So Control R. So there are two here, so you want to be careful. There's one that outside here, we actually created that ourselves before. There's one on the inside. So let's just do it on the one outside. So do that and then Alt S and then Control V, and then you want to add the loop cuts, E, and then Control R, oops, Control R, E, and then F, and move it to the other end. So yeah, we're gonna go on top of here, and the one that is on the outside, inside or outside, I don't know. The one that we weren't supposed to add the loop cut before, we're gonna add one here and then E, and then move that close to the outside. Yes, so yeah, so go back to the world local view, and I'm gonna add a loop cut here. So Control R on this one, press E and press F to move this one up until you can get the right curve for this back side. I think this is it, or we'll just move it a little bit more, and we can crease this one. Yeah, that looks alright. That looks good. So we'll come to the back here and add some more crease, or this is add a loop cut. So Control R here and then E. We'll bring it all the way almost the end, and I'm gonna crease this. Topology is very different from the one I'm practicing with, so I don't know. There are a lot of unexpected stuff going on. Okay, so right here we really want this place to be sharp. We didn't make it sharp before, so we're just gonna do that now. Okay, we forgot to correct some of the issues. You can see this place is now jagged, but you know, we're gonna leave it as it is. Doesn't really show. So Control R here, and press E and press F to align it quite nicely here, so we can have a sharp edge. Something pretty sharp. Yeah, that's what we want. So next up, we are going to move on to this back panel here. Hold on, let me bring this back and hide this and isolate. So we're just gonna do this, yeah, the right way. So we're gonna correct this, and probably at the back, nope, we're good. Yeah, we have a huge one here. So you're just gonna quickly correct that as soon as I figure out how to. Hold on. this is serious. Just give me a minute to figure this out. Okay, let me start by moving this one up. Okay, I think I'm getting it. You pretty much have to figure this one out yourself, because I honestly can't explain what I'm doing right here. I'm just trying to find where vertices belong and put them in the right spot. Let's move this one out. Okay, I think we're getting it. GG, down or up? Let's go down first. Yeah, I think it's down, so we'll move this one up. Okay, so move this one here. Yeah, I think that's fixed. So Control R, and we'll move this here. You can spend all the time you want to fix that, but I'm not gonna wait. You can just pause the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and press Control R here, and Alt S, bring it out, Control B, bevel, then oops, Control R on the outside, Control R on the inside, and that one is done. So we can crease this, and we can crease this one too. Okay, we can just do this one because we already have something at the end there. So yeah, that is it. We're good with this one. So next stop, I think the last, okay, second to the last part is the door. So we can just do this, and okay, this is ending up to be kind of lengthy, so I didn't expect it to be that way, so just bear with me. We can fix this spot like so, and I think we'll have similar stuff at the back. Nope, we are almost good. Okay, and anyone here? Anyone here? Okay, we have one here. You can free this, so go ahead and add the edge loop, Control R, and Alt S, bring this out, and Control B, and bring this like so, Control R, E, and the first edge, Control R, E, and then F, second edge. So we are good there. So Control R now, and just cross this over to the end, but it won't follow to the other side, so let's just do this one first and bring it close by. And I want to use the knife tool, which is K, and just cut from here to this end and hit enter. So Control R on this other side, press E, and align it here. So just bring it close. So go to wireframe mode, and let's just join this together with J. And these two here, right here. So you're going to take this one and the last one there, and we're going to press M and merge at last. So we have that. So just crease this. Shift E. So this is the part of the car you really won't have to think a lot about. You just, keep doing, maybe on your free time, you can just do it as an exercise of your wrist. I don't know. It doesn't really take a lot of brain power. So I think I can add one at the back here too. So Control R. It still won't cross over to the other side because of the triangles that we left there before. So I'm going to go to where it stops, and which is right here, and then hit K and cut it from here right to here and hit enter. So we're going to add a similar one on the other side. So Control R, E, and F, bring it here, and just join that together, which is this one, and hit J. So now we can just crease the guys we need to crease. Right, this one, and Shift E. Then this last one right here, Shift E. So there might be a little bit of corrections we need to do with this edge right here. So de-isolate that, and let's see what we are dealing with. So this part it did not correspond when I was doing my thing. So yeah, this is it, this one right here. So it was there's a sharp edge here, but it didn't continue all the way to the side. So I think we're going to have to crease this. So take this and this part and all the way to here, and we can just crease that with Shift E all the way to the end actually. So now we can have this cool looking stuff. It's not really cool. I want to deceive myself that it's very cool, but it's not. So I think, oh, this aligned quite nicely. I don't think we need to do anything more, just that. But if it's doesn't really align well like this, you can take this end parts, which is this bottom one. The aligning in my own is just off with a little bit, by a little bit, so I'm just gonna move it a little bit just to show you guys how to fix it if it's a lot on your own. So let's move this out a little bit because of this one we have here. So G and then X, and yeah, just align that like so, and we are good. So this one is showing this stuff because there's no edge loop close to this end, and I'm not sure how we're gonna fix that, but as of now I'm just leaving it as it is. So this part doesn't really need all of this stuff, so we're just gonna take everything on the edge there and then press X and delete vertices. There's a lot we are going to add to it, that's why I'm not going to solidify it for now. So I think that's it, and once again, thank you guys for watching my video. Appreciate the support, and like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and yeah, that's all. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.